Hello one and all, so welcome to the channel. Today's video is a vinyl community competition entry for Jack at the Vinyl Martini, who is celebrating not one, not two, but 3 years in the vinyl community. So he's doing a little competition. A prize will be a donation to a local food bank for whoever wins. So that's what we're doing. So in terms of the video, is very straightforward. It is now that's what I call compilation part 297. So all Jack wants to do is show compilation albums. There you go. Now I have to be honest, I don't buy masses of compilation albums, never have done. When I was younger and it was cassettes, I used to make my own mixtapes up. Then from there it was burning CDs, wasn't it? Now of course you just make a playlist, wouldn't you, and stream it as such. But I thought, oh, I don't know what I'm going to be able to show on this. But actually when I did a bit of digging around the collection, I found some interesting comps. So I haven't got masses, but certainly enough to share with you today and make a video. So without further ado, the other thing he wants us to do is shout out to another vinyl community channel. So I'm going to do a quick plug for Martin at Martin's music channel. I'll put links in the description. Who is, I think, at time of filming, something like 14 subscriptions off 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already subscribed to Martin's channel, please go and do so, because it might just help get him to that 1,000. Excellent channel. He does lots of road trip kind of videos, which for me is wonderful, because thanks to my elderly cats at this moment in time, we struggle to go anywhere for more than a night away, and we thought, well, it won't be that long, they won't be here forever, and 3 years on, they're still here. So I use Martin's channel as like my little bit of escapism, because he can go a little bit further away than I can. But yeah, and his knowledge of the stuff he buys is second to none. Very much focuses on first pressings of quite obscure rock albums. I've got most of the bands he shows on there I've never heard of, but he tends to focus on if it's an American band, he'll try and get the American first press. If it's a UK band, he'll try and get UK stuff, but very much kind of underground rock of the late 60s, early 70s. But great channel, very knowledgeable. Family affair as well. His daughter's popped up on there, done some videos, and so has his wife, who films him on his travel. So really good channel, been watching it for many years, and it's an excellent one to watch. And as I say, very close to that 1,000 subs. So any support would be appreciated. So compilation. So when I thought about compilations, there's a couple of kind of areas that are really useful for compilations are useful for. Sorry. So one of them is Motown. So this is the first in the Motown Chartbusters series, which in the UK were massive. I think they went up to about 12 volumes. So I've got some on CD, but I've got a couple on vinyl. And I did have the plan years and years ago to kind of get them all on vinyl, but unfortunately when I see them, a lot of them are really loved, because I've been played to death at parties, and they're normally in the fairly cheap kind of racks, but the condition of most of them isn't great. So this one is a very first one from the UK. Nice laminate sleeve. I'll show you the label because we've got time, haven't we? So there you go, that lovely Tamla Motown kind of thing, and these are a great way of getting all those great Motown singles. So on this one of my all-time favourite Motown songs, What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, Jimmy Ruffin. Wow, what a song. I'm going to give her all the love. They've got another Jimmy Ruffin one. I Know I'm Losing You, The Temptations. You Keep Me Hanging on, The Supreme. So I mean, literally every single one of these is great, and one of my all-time favourites, I just spotted that, 7 Rooms of Gloom as well. So Motown Chartbusters are a great way of getting that together. However, if you want the ultimate Motown compilation series, A few years back, hipposelect.com did a series of CD box sets that cover every Motown single from 1959 to 1972, and they look like that. Now obviously there were, that's 12B, so I think there were, yeah, there were 2 11s, so 11, 12, 13, there were 14 of them. So I'm going to show you number 1, and that's what they look like. That was number 1. Say like limited edition on them. They are lovely sets, these. So each one comes with a 7-inch at the front, like so, on a lovely kind of replica label. Excuse me, I'll try and do this a bit more justice. So of the era. So this is from 1959, and of course Money, That's What I Want by Barrett Strong. I was covered by that little known band from Liverpool. You know who they are, but this isn't a Beatles channel. Yeah, great set. So you get a write-up of every song. So I'll just show you some kind of gumph, and it literally does every Motown single from 1959, A and B side, and like alternative mixes and stuff like that, and promo mixes and what have you. And it goes all the way through to the final one, which was volume 12B, at the end of 1972. And the single on that one was The Temptations' Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Wow. And they are beautiful sets. So I would urge anyone who hasn't picked up on these to give them a go. Absolutely beautiful. And again, you know, pictures on it, write-ups on each artist, write-ups by the thing, and they're just brilliant sets. So yeah, if you haven't heard of these, I don't know how easy they are to get now, but I was fortunate enough to start collecting them from when they first come out, and I just got them every time they come up. They were great Christmas presents, actually. So yeah, and then you put them all on a big shelf, and they look marvellous. So Motown, great way. So great to get Motown comps. You can't really go wrong with a Motown comp, can you? So what other kind of compilations would I buy? Now, one of my favourite eras is the 80s. So this was a great little CD comp called Alternative 80s. And very cleverly, they made it look like a bunch of records, didn't they, there? So, I mean, and I've used this one. I bought this when it came out, and it's been like my go-to way of picking up all those things out on 7-inch single that I hadn't at the time managed to get on either a CD or an album. So some quite hard to get ones on here. So for instance, Furniture, Brilliant Mind. So I bought this CD because you couldn't get that digitally anywhere. So other than finding a second-hand copy of the album, which if you've watched one of my recent videos I still haven't managed to do, I don't think the album that was on got a CD issue to like 2010. So but yeah, listen to this for Clash track listing, you know, Rock the Casbah, Lotus Eaters, The First Pictures of You, Psychedelic Furs, Pretty in Pink, Furniture, Brilliant Mind, Icicle Works, what a band they are, Love Is a Wonderful Colour, Life in a Northern Town, Is a Good on The Passions, I'm in Love with a German film star. So that's a great comp, Alternative 80s. So good, they even did a sequel called Alternative 90s. And this obviously then has things like Oasis, Primal Scream, Faith No More, We Care a Lot. So great couple of comps. Those are very hard to do this. Unfortunately, with winter now, I'm having to film a lot of these in with lights on, so you get loads of glare. But yeah, Alternative 80s, Alternative 90s, great couple of CD comps. And we're sticking with the 80s. There was a great series of these. These were called 12-inch 80s. Volume 1 and Volume 2, and then there were loads of them. I've got about 12 of those, I think. And these have things like, you know, Disc 1, you know, The Cure, Forest, the long version, Soft Cell, Tainted Love, Where Did Our Love Go? Just absolutely brilliant. So try and see if we can get the track list in there. But if you ever want some 12-inch 80s, these are the sets for you. So 1 and 2, pretty great. Right, so shall we now go a little bit further along the 80s. Now there was something called C86, which was a cassette tape that the NME did. So I did manage to get a record state issue of it on vinyl. So this is C86, the vinyl version. And again, this is fabulous. So I'll try and do that. But some of the bands on here, Primal Scream, Velocity Girl, which is a classic song. The Soup Dragons are on here. Mighty Lemon Drops, local band to me. The Pastels, McCarthy. Wedding Present from Leeds. This Boy Can Wait a Bit Longer. Big Flame. Oh, he's a good one from Wolves. We've got a fuzz box and we're going to use it. Shop Assistants, Half Man, Half Biscuit. Can't really go wrong with that. So that was one of the record store day finds. So I was very pleased to have that. And then I picked up the other week for £2.50. This is a great comp. This is the Doing It for the Kids, a Creation Records compilation with the immortal Pay No More Than the Price of a 7-inch single from. And I played this the other day. It's got a horrendous warp, which is probably why it was £2.50. But actually, somehow, my very good 2M Blue cartridge tracks it absolutely fine. So it does a bit of this on side B. Side A is fine. But there's a track by a lady called Heidi Berry at the start of side 2 that's brilliant on this. So Creation Records, Doing It for the Kids. Great comp. And to round off the 80s section, Cherry Red do some great compilations. So this is a great little CD box set. So this is Still in a Dream, a story of shoegaze. So this has everything, you know. So it starts with the Jesus and Mary Chain's roller coaster, ends up with Luna 23 minutes in Brussels, and it literally goes from 1988 to 1995. But it's got all the ones you'd expect: Ride, Lush, Swerve Driver, Spiritualized. Great set. So you can find one of those that wasn't too expensive though. That's a 5 CD box of shoegazing. Should we hit to the 90s? This was a good one. I haven't got this on vinyl. This was a charity release, and it's called Help, covered by John Squire of the Stone Roses. And if you were very clever, you could actually, from the newspaper, clip out the track listing. This has some really good stuff on it. My favourite here, it has the Stone Roses doing a live in the studio version of Love Spreads. That's good. Massive Attack's Fake the Aroma well before it ended up on what was that album, Mezzanine, and Radiohead's Lucky is on this, and that was a good year before OK Computer came out. Sinead O'Connor doing Ode to Billy Joe, Suede do a great version of Shipbuilding, and the other cover on here that's really good is the Malik Street Preachers, and this was the first release I did after the disappearance of Richie Edwards, and they do a lovely version of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. So Help for charity, War Child I think it was for, and that was the first one and the best one. Right, let's have a look at some records then. So in the 70s, I think I got this in a collection. This was a good one, Spirit of Rock, the Probe Family Sampler, and this has, what's the really good song on this? Let me have a look. Should have probably listened to this before I did the video, shouldn't I? Can't remember. Might be the first one, Free Spirit of Bertha. Yeah, there's a little cheapy music for pleasure one. This is a good one. Concert for Campuchia, a charity live album at the end of the 70s, early 80s. Obviously the first side is probably a good one. That's All of the Who. But I bought this because the Queen track on here, Now I'm Here, is a live version from 70. Absolutely brilliant. Got the specials on here. Rock Pile, which is Robert Plant with various kind of people. Some songs by the Pretenders, and then a big Paul McCartney section. I think it's the End of Wings, actually. It was one of the last things, so that's well worth getting if you spot that. Very nicely done on Atlantic. Now Brian, the Embryonic Robot, showed this one. This is Vision Shared. This was a big deal because one of the other reasons for me buying compilations is if I've got a favourite band and they do these odd tracks they're sometimes on these things and they don't turn up anywhere. So I have got this on CD, mainly because U2 do an exclusive track to this called Jesus Christ, which is in the rattle and hum kind of era. It's never appeared anywhere else, so it's exclusive to this, and it's a great song. But also, if you're a Bruce Springsteen fan, 2 tracks from the boss, Vigilante Man, really good, and I Ain't Got No Home, so well worth having. But on the U2 kick, this is pretty essential if you're a U2 fan. This was Live Aid. Sorry, it wasn't. It was Self Aid, which was the response to Live Aid in Ireland. And in particular, the opening track on side 1 is U2's version of Maggie's Farm, and it's brilliant, and it's only appeared on here. So I've had this on tape, and I managed to find that for a couple of quid, so well happy with that. Got the Pogues on it, In Chua Nua. Those who've been watching my videos will remember them. A version of Thin Lizzy, sadly Phil Lynott wasn't around when this was done. Cactus World News, Van Morrison, Clannad, Harry's Game. So that's a good one to have. But the U2 track on there, Maggie's Farm's excellent. Right, and I think I've made it to the last one. So don't buy many comps, but I bought this one this year, and this is one of the best I bought actually. And I bought this because actually I mentioned Martin's channel at the start, and he shows a lot of obscure rock. And when you're looking at things like Vertigo swirl labels, the vinyl is really expensive, so it's hard to take a punt on something that's a few £100 on a band you've never heard of. So obviously about Black Sabbath and things like that, but there's loads on the Vertigo swirl label. I had no idea if I liked them or not. So this was a great little comp. So it's a 3 CD box set on I think it was Castle did this one, or Sanctuary, one of those, 2006, but I bought this year, and it was still sealed, still new, but a nice little CD box set. Opens up like that, got a big thick doobie booklet that goes through each track and a history of each band, and the history of the label, so that's well worth having. So I was quite pleased with that. So yeah, so Time Machine, a Vertigo retrospective, and it gives you a lovely swirly label there. So yeah, so those are my comps. Thanks for watching, short and sweet. It is the month of vinyl community tags threads competition videos on my channel, so I think that's number 4 now. Number 5 will be coming up shortly, and that is a response to Rob Edwards. More about that when I play it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and keep enjoying the music. Don't forget Martin's channel, see if we can get him to 1,000 subscribers, and if you've watched this and you've yet to subscribe and you would like to, please do. Still a small channel, just over 7 months ago since I started the channel, so all support is much appreciated, and if I don't see you on the next one, have a good one. Bye bye.